Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're cracking open The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy.
Oh, a classic.
Yeah, for someone who's maybe heard the term subconscious but doesn't really get what it does, how would you describe it?
Okay, so think of your conscious mind like the part of you that makes choices, like what to eat or where.
Right.
It's just the tip of the iceberg. The subconscious is that huge part underwater.
Okay.
It takes everything your conscious mind throws at it and makes it real.
So like when I tell myself I'm going to fail this test, my subconscious is actually listening.
Exactly. It doesn't judge, it acts. It's like a very obedient employee.
Wow, the stakes are higher than I thought. Doesn't Murphy use a ship analogy for this?
Yeah, he does. The conscious mind is the captain steering. The subconscious is the engine room, making it happen.
So if the captain says ram that iceberg, the engines just obey.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's where things get tricky. Murphy argues our struggles, money, relationships, even health, they come from these bad instructions we give our subconscious.
So we have to think good thoughts all the time. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and he talks about that. Trying too hard is actually a big obstacle. Like when we try to force things, it creates resistance in the subconscious.
Oh, like when you blank on a test, even though you studied?
Exactly. Your subconscious is like, too much pressure here, I can't work. Murphy says, relax, trust. If you set an intention, the subconscious will figure out how.
So it's less forcing it and more, I don't know, like setting a GPS and letting it navigate.
I like that. He even tells the story he set a money goal, then totally forgot about it. Months later, he hit it through a real estate deal, completely unexpected.
So his subconscious was working in the background the whole time. That's wild. But, I mean, is it that powerful? Are we just at its mercy?
That's the question, right? And the whole point of the book, he gives specific techniques to reprogram it, plant those good seeds to get what we want.
So we're not just victims, we can actually change our minds to change our lives.
Exactly. The first step, he says, is recognizing those negative thought patterns that hold us back. Envy is a big one. You ever notice how focusing on what others have just makes you feel worse?
Oh, yeah. Especially with social media, it's so easy to compare.
Right, and that actually pushes away the abundance we want. It's telling the universe, I don't have enough.
So instead of feeling jealous when someone's doing well, we should be happy for them.
It sounds counterintuitive, but remember, your subconscious is always listening. When you truly celebrate others' success, it shifts your energy from lack to possibility.
Okay, that's a powerful shift. So first, recognize the bad patterns. What else can we do to guide our subconscious?
Visualization is huge for Murphy.
You mean like picturing yourself winning an award or getting a promotion?
It's more than just picturing. It's making it a whole experience in your mind. Like you're already there. What do you see, hear, smell, feel?
Like making a movie in your head, and you're the star.
Exactly. And feel the emotions of achieving that goal. If it's writing a book, don't just see the cover. Feel that pride of holding it finished.
So it's not just the idea, it's like adding all the good stuff to help it grow.
Perfect analogy. Do this before bed, after meditation, when your subconscious is most open.
Sneaky. This reminds me of what you said about trust. It's like a lot of this is letting go, having faith the subconscious knows what's up.
Totally. Another technique is tapping into inner guidance, like an internal GPS, but instead of directions, it guides you to the right choices.
Wait, how do we even do that? Is it like chanting in a dark room or something?
Much simpler. Quiet your mind, focus on the problem, then let go. The answer will come.
Does that actually work? Or is it wishful thinking?
Well, Murphy tells this story about finding a lost ring. He followed this hunch, total intuition, led him right to it, even though it made no sense logically.
So sometimes the answer comes from beyond logic.
Exactly. And that's where it gets really interesting. If our subconscious has this wisdom to guide us, what else can it do? What if it's the key to not just success, but healing too?
Okay, now I'm really hooked. Tell me more.
This is where he gets into one of the most powerful, maybe even mind-blowing ideas in the book, that our subconscious is always working to heal us, body and mind.
Oh boy, listeners, buckle up. This is getting deep.
It's like we have an inner doctor who knows our blueprint and is always trying to get us back to wholeness.
So even when we're not doing anything, our bodies are healing themselves.
Yeah, exactly. He compares it to like a watchmaker who just knows how to fix a watch. Our subconscious knows how to fix us.
That makes sense. I mean, our bodies are amazing, always repairing, regenerating. But where does forgiveness fit into this?
This is where it gets fascinating. He links healing to this idea of cellular regeneration. He says physically and mentally, we're basically reborn every 11 months.
Wait, what? Reborn every 11 months?
Yep. Mind-blowing, right? And he uses this to show how powerful forgiving ourselves is. If we're not even the same person we were 11 months ago, why hold on to the old hurt?
Wow. So we get a clean slate over and over again.
Exactly. Our subconscious gets this. It's telling us to let go of the past and be present. But when we hold on to negativity, anger, resentment,
It blocks the healing.
that's what he says. It's like static on a radio messing up the signal.
So forgiveness isn't just a nice thing. It's essential for us to be well.
Exactly. It's aligning our thoughts with the reality we want. Health, abundance, peace of mind.
This has been amazing. But before we go too deep down the rabbit hole of the subconscious, we're going to take a quick break and be back to explore more soon. Stay with us. We're back, and I got to say, that whole reborn every 11-month thing is still blowing my mind.
Yeah, it really changes how you look at things, huh?
It makes you realize we spend so much time stuck in the past, but our bodies, our minds, they're literally renewing all the time.
That's exactly Murphy's point. He's not saying forget the past, but realize we can choose what we carry forward.
So, like, let go of those old stories that just keep us stuck.
Right. Choose to focus on the now and what's possible.
That's easier said than done, though, right?
Yeah.
Those negative thoughts, they just pop up.
Oh, for sure. It's a practice, training your mind to see those patterns and then choose differently.
So not suppressing the thoughts, but shifting focus.
Yeah, exactly. Like that flashlight thing we talked about. Can't get rid of darkness, but you can shine the light somewhere else.
Okay, I like that visual. So instead of I'm not good enough, I can focus on I am capable. Is that kind of like what Murphy means by affirmations?
Right on. Affirmations, those positive statements you repeat, they reprogram your subconscious, planting good seeds.
But wouldn't that feel kind of fake at first? Like trying to convince yourself of something you don't believe?
Might feel weird at the beginning, but it's like working out a muscle. The more you repeat, the stronger those thought pathways get.
So no instant results. It's about building new habits.
Exactly. And the cool thing about the subconscious is it doesn't know real from imagined. So even if you don't fully believe it yet, saying those affirmations starts to change things deeper down.
I'm seeing how this all connects. Taking control of the story in our heads.
You got it. You're the author.
But what about when things get tough? You know, life throws a curveball. How do you stay positive then?
That's where these techniques really shine. They give you tools. Instead of getting swept up in fear, you choose a different response.
So if I'm stressed, I could use visualization, picture myself handling it calmly.
Exactly. Close your eyes, deep breath, and see yourself rocking that challenge. Feel the calm, the confidence. Like a pep talk, but for your deeper self.
I'm seeing how this all works together like a mental toolkit.
Love that. And the more you practice, the more natural it gets, building up that inner strength for anything.
Okay, visualization, affirmations, got it. But what about that inner GPS thing, the intuition? How do you know it's real guidance, not just making stuff up?
It's tuning in to your gut feeling.
So not like hearing voices or anything.
No, nothing like that. It's more a quiet knowing, a sense of what's right. Could be a hunch, a sudden idea, even a strong feeling about something.
I've had those moments where I just knew, even if I couldn't explain why. But what if I'm second guessing? How do I know it's intuition, not just fear pretending?
That's where you got to use your judgment. Murphy talks about aligning with your highest good. Does the choice feel good, empowering, or does it feel small, scared?
So if it feels like shrinking back, that's probably not it.
Most likely not. Intuition always guides you towards growth, expanding, being happier.
Makes me think of times I ignored my gut and regretted it. Like taking that job that felt wrong from the start.
We've all been there. It's part of learning. The key is noticing those nudges and trusting them more.
So trust the process, trust my intuition, trust that subconscious power.
Exactly. You're capable of way more than you think. And Murphy's book, it's like a map to unlock that.
This has been eye-opening, really. But before we go too far down the rabbit hole, let's pause and come back to wrap up this subconscious exploration. Be right back. And we're back, wrapping up our deep dive into the power of your subconscious mind. We've learned a lot from those sneaky negative thoughts to, well, being reborn every 11 months.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff, right?
Totally. So, as we finish up, what are the big takeaways? What's the main thing listeners should remember?
The core message, I think, is that your subconscious is shaping your life right now, whether you're actively controlling it or not. But the good news is you can change that.
So we're not just along for the ride, we're actually in control.
Exactly. When we become aware of our thoughts, our feelings, we can choose where we want to go.
But that sounds like a lot of responsibility. Where do we even start?
Well, Murphy gives us a plan, but the first step is just noticing. Pay attention to your thoughts during the day. What are you telling yourself? Is it helpful or is it holding you back? No judgment, just observe.
Like being a thought detective, finding those mental gremlins.
Exactly. Once you see them, you can challenge those negative patterns. Ask yourself, is this thought even true? Does it help me? How could I see this situation in a more positive way?
And that's where affirmations come in.
Right. Pick some positive statements that work for you and say them regularly, especially when those negative thoughts pop up, like creating a new soundtrack for your mind.
I like that. So if I keep telling myself I'm not good enough, I can counter that with I am worthy, I am capable, kind of rewiring my brain.
Exactly. And don't forget visualization. Spend a few minutes each day picturing yourself achieving your goals, really feeling it like it's already happened. That sends a strong message to your subconscious.
We're planting those seeds of success and then giving them all the sunshine and water they need.
Perfect analogy. And remember that inner guidance we talked about, that intuition, it's always there for you. When you're making a choice, quiet your mind, focus on the issue, and trust that the answer will come. It might not always make sense logically, but it'll feel right.
Thinking back, I can see times I made choices based on fear or doubt, and those usually didn't work out. But when I trusted my gut, things tended to fall into place, even in ways I didn't expect.
That's the power of aligning with your subconscious. It knows the best path for you, even if your conscious mind doesn't get it yet.
Like we're finally tapping into this amazing power that's been inside us all along.
Absolutely. And as you keep exploring these techniques, you'll realize you're capable of so much more than you ever thought possible.
This deep dive has been truly amazing. It's shown me that we're not just stuck with whatever happens. We can actually shape our reality using the power of our subconscious minds. It's a journey, but it's so worth it.
Couldn't agree more. Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep trusting in the amazing potential you have inside.
And there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the power of your subconscious mind. We hope you've gotten some valuable insights and tools to create the life you want. Remember, you are the master of your own mind, and the possibilities are truly endless.